Hi, I'm Nick Mantis here with this week's home improvement tip. Today we're here with Jim Alexanderson of Economical Heating Systems, and he's also the author of this book, Getting to Know Your Furnace and Air Conditioner. Today we're going to be learning how to start up our furnaces before the winter season hits upon us. So, Jim, we're going to go inside and describe for us generally what we're going to be looking at today.
There are several different types of furnaces in use today, so we're going to cover the two basic types. So let's go in and have a look.
Okay. Okay, now we're ready to show the home improvement tip. Jim, what exactly do we have here?
Well, we have an older model high-efficiency furnace from Armstrong, one of the first 90% condensating furnaces that came out. First thing we're going to check is you want to make sure your flue is attached and nothing's loose. Even though it has safeties, if this isn't connected, the safety is not going to work. Another thing, here's your pre-filters for your air cleaner. You have to make sure these have come out in the clean, and these are your cells. Takes your day, but always make sure you shut off the power here and at the furnace before you grab anything inside of the furnace. Next thing you do, make sure your gas valve is on. Then you can smell around the union and it's shut off. Just make sure you don't smell any gas in here, and that'll be fine. You also make sure nothing's laying on the burners, which are here. Get a flashlight, shine in there. If you have something laying on there, it has to come off, because the gas would light it up. The flame will stop, the gas will keep coming out. When it lights, it'll go woof and blow back, and you don't want that.
All right.
Make sure your wires are tight here, and then for some reason, if it doesn't come on, you always look in here on 80 and 90% for reset buttons like the one we have right back here. It'd save you some money if you just learn how to hit a reset button instead of having to call somebody.
Okay.
Okay, now with the power off, I'm going to stick this back together. Okay, I have the thermostat on upstairs, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on.
What's a good level to keep the thermostat on when you turn it on?
Wherever you're comfortable.
Okay.
Wherever you're comfortable. This is electronic ignition that lights a pilot and then lights this. On this particular model, the blower comes on when the draft inducer blower comes on. Most models don't do that.
Okay.
But this model does. It's supposed to do that. After it's satisfied and calls for heat, your flames are shut off. Your blower would run for another minute or so until it cools the inside of the furnace off, and then it'll shut off.
All right. Looks like we have an A-OK system here.
Yeah, this one's working good. We checked it out last night, and everything's fine on it.
Okay. All right. Then we're off to another job site, and what are we going to be looking at there, Jim?
We're going to be looking at an older model, which probably most people have. It's called a barometric draft furnace with the standing pilot.
Okay.
That's a little more involved because it doesn't have the safety features of the newer furnaces.
All right. We're here with Jim with a different type of furnace now. And Jim, exactly what do we have here?
Well, it's a standing pilot barometric draft furnace. And the two main safety things you want to check on this furnace is make sure your flue is not plugged.
And how can a flue be plugged?
Well, if you don't have a right chimney cap, a lot of times birds get inside, or they build a bird nest, or they just sit up there for the heat, get overcome by fumes, and they fall in, and they land down here, and then they see a tunnel, and they go through here, and they die in here. And if this thing gets clogged, all your carbon monoxide is going to pump out of here, and you're not going to know it. Anybody with this type of furnace has to have a carbon monoxide detector.
Okay.
Just for a peace of mind, if nothing else.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. You look at the burners, and you make sure you have nothing sitting on them that's going to stop the flame. You look at the union and the gas cock, and you make sure that nothing's leaking out of there and you don't smell gas. Make sure your wires are tight, and above all, make sure your filters are clean.
Okay.
Keep your filters clean. Your furnace will last a long time. If not, all the debris that goes through your filter is going to get stuck on your air conditioning coil inside of here, which causes big problems in the summer.
Now, Jim, for those who don't know how to clean a filter, or maybe it gets a little bit more complicated than that, what would you advise homeowners to do?
Well, first of all, you have to know your limits. And if you're still not sure, call a professional. Or you could even call me at area code 219-922-6385, and I'll come out and take a look at it for you.
Okay, it's that season where we're going to have to wrap up our air conditioners, and Jim's going to give us a nice home improvement safety tip on how exactly we should do that the proper way. Jim?
Okay, a lot of people make the mistake of completely covering their unit. When you do that, the moisture builds up inside and it starts corroding it faster, so it's worse for the unit. This is the same finish as a car finish, and they're made to sit outside. You could lay something over the top to keep the snow and the leaves off, and apply just a light coat of auto polish once a year if you want to keep it looking new. But don't cover it, or don't buy a cover without holes where it can breathe.
Okay, and Jim also is the author of the book on getting to know your furnace and air conditioner. And Jim, where can some of our viewers pick this book up at?
Well, right now it's on sale at Borders in Highland. It's on sale there, and this book is pretty much written for everyone to understand. I mean, if your furnace man comes up and tells you, you know, you have something wrong there, you can look in the book real fast and see what he just said in English, and it'll make sense to you to find out if you really need that book.
And if anybody wants to use your service, Jim, exactly how can they contact you?
You can call me in Highland at Economical Heating Systems, 219-922-6385.